Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to talk to you about bots and how I'm using XBOT within my own gameplay when I can't play to extract more reward for the assets I've invested in and the time and attention I've spent over the last 4 years growing this account. And so I'm gonna, I guess, wrestle with this issue of like, is that okay? Is it bad? Is it ruining the game? And today I'm joined by HL49 and Jim Morgan, and we're talking with a live audience about this issue. This is the first video of two videos where one, I'm sharing with you what I'm doing, and two, where my head's at on this. But I have another longer video that'll be out shortly hereafter. And in that, we're gonna go into kind of a deep dive of maybe the concern that even this sort of use of bots might pose for Splinterlands. So this is part of a conversation. I hope you'll stick around for it and come back when we have the next video too. Thanks, guys. Bye. Hewitt says XBOT for the Winnies and Champ 2. Are you, I suspect, Hewitt, you're playing Modern because you're a bit newer. I'm playing Wild and I'm in Champ 2. And I'm just like, mind you, I made it to Champ 3 and then I went a little bit ham on my rentals because I was like, wow, XBOT knows what it's doing. And I was like, let's equip this thing with some stuff. So I rented a Play-Doh. Let's see. I rented Play-Doh. I rented Valinor. I rented Peak Rider. I rented Selenia. And just trying to... And then I even fed it, obviously, some monsters that would be powerful. And most of these are mine. But yeah, man, it's... and this is a very important season to have great success. I don't know if you guys know this, Jim, HL, but... You know, they're changing how we reset the seasons. And so at the end of this season, you're going to go back not three leagues, but you're going to go back 2 leagues. And so if you're able to make it to Champion 1 or Diamond 1 or Gold 1, wherever, if you can make it to the top of wherever you are capable of fighting, you're going to stay in that league next season. So Champion 1 will reset to Champ 3, Diamond 1 will set to Diamond 3. And that's going to be an opportunity for you to really, for the first time ever, get even more of the chests that are highly, highly valuable to you. Whether you're a gold player or a diamond or whatever, though you don't usually get there until at least halfway through the season, I bet. And so you're always fighting in a league that's beneath, quote unquote, beneath you because of how it's always worked. And so this is an interesting moment where we're going to be able to get a lot more powerful chests than we used to. Where are you, HL, did you say you were in Champ 2?
Yeah, I'm Champ 2 right now.
And you're playing Modern or Wild?
I'm playing Modern. I don't have maybe I have the deck to play by it and the knowledge, but it's just a lot to learn and I still have a lot to learn in Modern, so I'm currently staying only in Modern.
Mm-hmm. And are you hoping that, have you ever been in Champ 1 and will you return there this season?
Yeah, I've been to Champ 1 with some rented cards, but not only with my own. Currently, I have only gotten a full maxed out, not even maxed out Chaos Legion deck, so I'm still missing all of the Riftwatcher cards. I'm missing some of the core cards, but I at least got all of the reward cards maxed, so I don't know if I'm able to go to Champ 1. I don't think I am. But if I rent a little bit, I would.
We got 20 hours left. Would you consider renting it because of what I said around, you know, resetting two leagues? Is that worth it?
Personally, for me, no. Because at the beginning of the season, I will play against all of the leaderboard players. And they have way better cards than I do. They are now at 4.5k trophies. So they're probably way higher than I am. If I reach to Champion 1 and they are like at 3.7, 4.7 like they were last season, I have no business there. I will immediately drop out to Diamond 1. Yeah. So I'm probably also a little down there to Diamond 2.
Interesting. That makes me think though, if you move to Diamond 1 because you stay in Champ 2, aren't you going to find that you're facing off against the best of the best diamond players? Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, isn't that competition just as stiff?
Yeah, probably. As I noticed, it's easier to play in diamond than in champion. Even normally I was doing like, I think top 30, top 20 spot the first time I hit champion in diamond, and I thought like, yeah, let's go to champion right up. Let's don't go with the leaderboard rewards. And basically, I think the top guys, yes, but most of the guys, no.
Because the other thing that I think about is you're not only fighting, like, yeah, they're quality decks. They are essentially champion decks. They're not. You're right. They're not nearly the same caliber as some of these Champ 1 guys who are in the 4,700 range. But when you're fighting in Diamond 1, you're not only fighting, what are going to be champion players at the beginning of the season. They're going to be champion players, but you're also facing off against the people who are going to fight in that Diamond top tier, like looking for the leaderboard on Diamond. And I find there's a lot of challenge there too. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'm not saying I know for sure either way, but this season I'm going to try and make it. And I rented everything I could to try and make it into Champ 1 because I want to see what'll happen if I have a whole season. Maybe I'll just get kicked out in the first day, but I want to see what'll happen if I just start in Champ. Jim, are you, what are you doing right now? Is the gold foil deck running on its own? Or you said you sold XBOT? Did you use that to buy some gold foils? What'd you do?
So I sold it, and then I'm kind of holding on to it right now. The money, just figuring out what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I put it into some liquidity pools to earn some more passive money. And I'm kind of interested to see what's going on with PKM after these next couple days when the reward pool for it changes. Or, yeah, I kind of want to know what's going to happen with PKM.
I want to address a comment. S has said, sad to hear so much bot support. It won't end well when XBOT gets better and better than humans. And this is a criticism that I often see. And I think maybe let's just spend like a couple minutes on this issue because I think a lot of people do, they share this concern, let's say. It strikes me that the first conversation that has to happen is, and I think I know where you both stand, but there's a difference between, the use of a bot on a temporary basis when you can't play the cards that you've bought in this ecosystem versus, running bot farms at a bronze league level where you've invested practically nothing financially and you're just leeching off of the Splinterlands ecosystem. I think we can't just say comments like, it's sad to hear talk about bot support as if it's all one like item. It's not. There's, temporary one-time bot, for your main account or whatever versus thousands and thousands of bot farms. The big difference, and that word can imply both. So I don't think and then, we're talking in this context, Jim, myself, HL, we were talking about, the idea of on our main account or on one or two accounts running a bot like this. And I think we also talked at length about how we play this game so much, and then it's like we love playing the game, but we cannot. There's simply too much to be done. And yet I've got like $50,000-$60,000 worth of assets in this game. Is it unreasonable for me to want to extract maximum value from the utility of those cards? I hope you would agree that it's not unreasonable. And so I think in that light, using a bot in the way that we're describing is entirely different than the idea that it would be viewed from a bot farm perspective. HL, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I think everybody who has invested his own money, a lot of money, or even just a couple $100 of a deck, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, and think it's just reasonable to use a bot. Although I think it would probably be more fun to just play by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see also in the chat, I see some of the guys, I see Osku. I play against him in lots of tournaments. And I don't know if he's using all the time a bot, but he's still a pretty decent player.
Mm-hmm.
I have already all the time, I have a hard competition against him. And it's also fun.
Yeah.
So I think both can be good. But I think a lot of people forget it's not only a game, it's also an investment standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have $10,000 in one account, like for my example, and wouldn't use, if I don't have the time, I would use a bot, of course. I also want to make a little bit money with it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very reasonable approach. Now, he does raise another, it's not just, there's kind of two prongs. The first we address, it's like, are bots just generally bad? I think we spoke to that. But then the second kind of conversation I want to give him, I want to lean into his question on is this. he talks about how it won't end well because XBOT is going to get better and better, or forget about XBOT, but other bots even. There'll be some kind of bot at some point. Archmage kind of revolutionized it, and then XBOT got even better, and probably there'll be a new type of bot eventually. Is that going to push human players out? Is that going to ruin the game? And he later said in a different comment, human gamers want to play against human gamers. I think there's some truth to that, but I also think it's not entirely accurate. I think human players want to have fun playing the game, and they want to have a challenge. Like when I play video games, Skyrim, when I play Diablo, a lot of times I'm fighting against computers. Sometimes I'm fighting against humans. There's great value and entertainment that can come out of fighting against computers. I don't see it as the problem that he is making it out to be. Plus, I would say that especially in Splinterlands, is at the level of development that we're currently at with, like I say, maybe we have 40, 50,000 human players playing this game. And I'll tell you that it is brutal waiting for a match for 5 minutes. And this is what we used to do when there was even fewer players. And if you had fewer players or fewer human accounts and you had no bots, that would be a real barrier to your enjoyment, even if you love the game, but also to a growth of our player base, because people would come and try and wait 5 minutes to see a match. It was brutal. And so there's an element of this where if we're using it in the way that I think we've described here today, it's really going to be putting to work the assets I've invested in, I've accrued over years and years over that, HL or Jim or whoever else. And so I just maybe don't see it the way that SS does. Although I would give some value or some merit to this conversation of, are bots going to make humans irrelevant? What do you think about this, guys?
I personally think no, because I still play a lot. I still play in tournaments. I may be a little bit worse, but I learn a lot from the pods, and my main view of the game is to play it myself because I like it. That's why I want to. That's also a reason why I'm using a bot, because I'm learning from it. I'm watching the battles that he does. I'm looking at the strategies he's using in certain rule sets, and I'm trying to understand why he plays certain cards or why he rented certain cards. And that's also a way of improvement of how I got better. Also, a pretty good tool for that was Battle History, splintertools.io, which helped me do that. So every day, if I have time, I'm analyzing the battles that I play and the bot plays, and then sometimes I get a little angry, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little angry. That's true. Hey, sometimes this game can be so frustrating when you get you lose one and you just feel. Well, I don't usually look at this tool, but this is a great tool. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm going to leave it open in my window here because I do want to. There are times where I lose when I'm like, I swear that was a perfect. I should have won that.
Then it's 0% or something. I know that feeling. It's pretty embarrassing.